Welcome back to Cheddar News. Some more consolidation in the apparel industry. Footwear company Wolverine Worldwide behind brands like Stride Rite and Sperry, acquiring UK Lululemon competitor Sweaty Betty for $410 million. Joining us now with all the details is Blake Krueger, CEO of Wolverine Worldwide. Blake, thank you so much for being here. Congrats on the acquisition. Let's start though with that acquisition. Why was Sweaty Betty the right choice for Wolverine Worldwide?
Well, as you know, we're primarily a footwear company. We do have a number of our brands, Merrell, Saucony, Sperry, Wolverine, that have apparel programs, but we really didn't have any brands in the premium women's activewear arena. So we've been following Sweaty Betty for a number of years. We've always loved the brand. They've got a great partnership with Nordstrom here in the US, most of their retail stores in the UK. And so we were very anxious to pursue this opportunity. A great fit for us, women's brand, purpose-led women's brand, women's premium activewear area, which has been growing about double digits for the last several years. And the brand itself has been red hot and taking market share.
I wonder what's the opportunity for growth here in the U.S. because this is a dominant kind of UK brand. The competition here in the U.S. I think most directly is probably Lululemon. We also know that during the pandemic, the stores that were here in the U.S. for Sweaty Betty closed. But you mentioned that Nordstrom sells the product here. What's the growth strategy? Is it to expand in kind of more department stores? Is there opportunity for strategic kind of independent stores?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that Sweaty Betty started in 1998 in London. It was a vertically integrated brand. It originally started with stores, but about 70% of its business today is its own .com business. It's got a treasure trove and wonderful digital assets that it markets for its products on all over the world. So the UK remains the dominant market for the brand. They have a significant presence here in the US, but lots of upside in the US and lots of upside on a global basis. Wolverine Worldwide, we've been international for 50 or 60 years. We have our brands in 170 countries and territories around the world. And when we look at Sweaty Betty, we saw a complete package to take around the world. They've got a proven store concept. They're a digital brand with digital assets. And most importantly, they have a product flow that flows to the consumer on a consumer direct basis. So we think there's plenty of opportunities for the brand around the world.
We were talking earlier in this show about athleisure, and that, it certainly was a trend during the pandemic. Some weren't sure, how it would fare post-pandemic. We are seeing that it's not really going anywhere, so it's certainly wise to see the company kind of capitalize on that trend. I wonder if you can give us your thoughts on what's the future for athleisure? How long is it here to stay? How much more of a dominant presence is it going to be in our everyday life beyond just kind of the workout, scenarios, especially given this kind of movement to this hybrid work model becoming more and more normal?
Yeah, I think the world has gone through a macro trend of casualization, and it's been 18 months now, and we think and believe that trend is going to continue. Certainly what we're seeing in the Sweaty Betty business indicates it's going to continue. Maybe we'll be back to wearing black wingtips and suits to work, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. The other thing about Sweaty Betty that we really liked is they cross a number of product categories. They're not just a yoga brand, a bottoms brand. They have a bike offering. They have outside workout offering. They have training offering. And they've morphed into lifestyle, obviously, over the last 18 months, 24 months. So they have a very good mid-layer business. They have a very good outerwear business, and obviously tops and bottoms and bras as well.
I noted it's obviously a wise decision to kind of, acquire a company like this, kind of capitalizing on the athleisure trend. You mentioned kind of a strong e-commerce and direct-to-consumer presence. But in terms of the world of athleisure, we are seeing an increased amount of competition in this space. So I wonder, how do you help this brand continue to stand out given the growing, competition we're seeing?
I think we can help Sweaty Betty quite a bit in the certainly the backroom operations. You know, we're about $2.5 billion in sales. Sweaty Betty is about 250 million today. We can help them in that. We can certainly help them grow internationally, and we can use our USA expertise. What is interesting is some of the best net promoter scores, ability to repurchase, willingness to repurchase scores are with the brand in the US today. Even higher than some of the same scores in Europe, and both of those key markets outstrip the competition. So we're very excited.
Really quickly, I got about 30 seconds with you here. Can you just more broadly tell us what's the future for Wolverine Worldwide?
Well, I mean, we view ourselves as a global company. We're in 170 countries and territories around the world. We fundamentally believe that there's strategic benefit to lifestyle brands. Brands that are not just footwear, brands that are not just apparel, but brands that can operate in a number of different categories. We see a footwear opportunity for Sweaty Betty, but also we see Sweaty Betty being able to influence and do collaborations with a number of our brands, Saucony, Merrell, for example.
Thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the acquisition. Blake Krueger, CEO of Wolverine Worldwide.